Okay, so I noticed in the debugger that without from here ended up with a hyphen at the beginning of out. And so I've actually been looking at this, and I realized that this entry is wrong. The word list will actually make that. And so that means my combined hyphenated words list is still wrong because I was giving it the wrong data. So let's see. Well, let's try that and see what happens. Alright, I'm not. Let's go back to running the test. And let's comment out test build tree because we're not actually ready for it yet. And save everything and run it again. Okay, now we have a problem. Okay, pass none, passing. So let's grab these and come back over here and test it with the correct data. Alright, so now we're going to run words. Didn't end up with a hyphen at the beginning of ing. Well, let's see. So the word is never going to be equal to this. And punctuation equals that. That's the case. Alright, let's see what that does. Passing trail. Okay. So at least my test worked. And so, again, I fixed the test until it was correct and the code broke. And then I went back and fixed the code until it passed the corrected test. Okay. So now let's put test build tree again, and it still fails, and so this is where we are going to come back to here and try test build tree by itself. Well, and we're going to throw into the debugger. I don't know if I did that right, so we're going to try it again. PDB. Okay, there we go. And we're going to break in break on line 66. So we got there. Now we're going to break in build tree. Okay. So now we're going to print out word list, and we still have hyphen out. So our code is still broken and our test didn't catch it. So we still have to go back and figure out why that's happening. All right. So give said the little string, give said the little stream is hell? Test splitting. Oh, I haven't called combine hyphenated words yet. So, what was called before this? Oops. So it was just read file. And read file put those together. So let's look at my temp file again. Okay, that shouldn't be like that. Out spaces should be on its own line. I think I saw that before. Create temp file. Print line file equals out file. And so for some reason, this is what's broken, is create temp file. So let's just see what happens. It looks to me like for some reason print, when there's a trailing hyphen, doesn't output a new line. That's my guess. So let's try that again. Now we can go look at our temp file. How about that? So that was the problem. No, it's still there. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong place. Why is that doing that? All right, let's try. Oh. How's that for subtlety? I didn't put the comma in there, and so Python itself was combining those. It was not the fault of print at all. So now, if we do this again, and whoops. And we reread that. Okay, now it output correctly. All right. So now if I print word list, okay, so that's now working correctly. All right, so the problem was in my test code, but it was a pretty subtle problem. All right, so let's exit that. Okay, kill that, and let's run test words again. Okay, so we're going to put this back like that. We're going to run test words. And actually, we do need to go back into the debugger so we can see what we're actually building. Okay, so we're there. Okay, so we're here. Okay. So now let's print out word list. And without spaces. Okay, so that worked correctly. So last word is none. So if word is not in tree, tree subword equals that. So if we look at tree right now, we've got that entry. Give has the list 000 empty dictionary. Tree subword sub 0 plus equals 1. So the word has been used once. If last word is none, then so that's give has started a sentence once. If punctuation is not none, punctuation is a comma and punctuation in that. So comma should be ignored. So last word is equal to word. It's equal to give. Okay. So now give said. If last word is not none, entry equals tree sub last word. So entry should be entry sub 3 should be that empty dictionary. If word not in empty sub 3, so now we've got said as a follower of give. Entry 3 sub word. Okay, so now said has followed give once. If word not in tree, so give is now in the tree, or said is now in the tree. Okay. And we incremented the usage of said. If last word is none, punctuation, last word. Okay. Word is the. So the has followed said once. And the has occurred once. If punctuation is not none, so the has been followed by little. And so stream has ended a sentence once, and last word should be none. Okay. So give has happened twice now. And it has started a sentence twice. So O has occurred once. Give has been followed by sed once and by O once. Tree. So give still give, okay. So now give has been followed by give. Basically, this seems to be doing the right thing. So let's try stopping at 98 and see what tree looks like. So give has appeared 6 times. It's been followed by sed twice, O twice, and give once. Sed has appeared twice. So give ended a sentence? Okay. Sed has appeared twice, been followed by the twice. Space is 1, 0, 1, empty. Okay. So now entry is that, word is that, for follow, so now we've got give, 631, sed 202, give 1, and lots of closes. Okay. Now I notice that give here has 3 closes. And here it's got 4. Why is that? Oh. So this is wrong because I forgot to make each one of these a sublist. And so my test is wrong. Because we need to do that, and that, and that, and that. So writing tests is not necessarily easy, depending on the complexity of your program. But it took me a while to recognize what was wrong with the test. You know, I could probably use some keyboard magic and make that work. Yes, okay. So it says that's indented wrong, that's indented wrong, that's indented wrong, and that line is now too long. Yep. So what happens if we do this? Okay, now that the lines aren't too long. So let's try testing again. Let's see. Let's put that back. Left contains 2 more items. I forgot to put without in there. And without, let's see. So it happens once. Followed by spaces. Spaces. Once. Starting here, these are wrong. These double nested lists confuse my eyes. List indices must be integers or slices, not tuple. And I forgot to put a comma there. Let's see what that does. Left contains 1 more item. Spaces 101. Close. Use minus VV to show everything. So let's see what happens here. So where is test? I missed splitting. Splitting should be occurs once, never started nor ended a sentence, and it's followed by words once. Comma. And so now, whoa. So what failed? Test build tree failed. At index 2, the 300 little 2 hill 1. Yeah, well there's hill 1. But it doesn't belong there. For some reason, put it in the wrong place. There we go. So, like I said, back and forth effort to get the test right and to get the code to pass the test. I had more errors in the test than I had in the code, interestingly enough. So now we're going to try my very weak test. I wanted to uncomment region. Okay. And that should fail because I haven't written. Wow. The message there is interesting. Create sentence. Okay. Total words equals 0. Total sentences equals 0. So I need to say for word entry in tree so total words. Oh, I've done those wrong, haven't I? That's how I'm used to making variables, but in Python we prefer that. Okay, not sentences, words. Plus equals entry sub 1, isn't it? Yeah. Total sentences plus equals entry sub 2. Actually, let's count total starts. And total ends. Total ends plus equals entry sub 3. If total starts is not equal to total ends, I'm not going to do anything about that right now. I just want to know if that happens. And so now I'm going to say total sentences equals total starts. Okay. And we're going to have a while true loop here, and I'll break out of it. Okay, start probability equals random dot random I don't know that random.random returns. What I'm hoping for is a floating point number. between 0 and 1. Let's see if that's what it does. It is a method, and it looks like it gives a number between 0 and 1. Excellent. Okay, so start probability is that. Well, 0. So while accumulated start is less than start probability, no, that's not right. This has to be for word entry in tree accumulated start plus equals, so it's entry sub 2 divided by total starts. If accumulated start is greater than or equal to start probability, then we break. We need a start word. Actually, let's do this. Okay, so we'll start off with an empty string. And I'm not going to use total sentences. Equals word.title. Is that right? Yes, okay. This is assigned to but never use. So we'll do that, plus equals word title. All right. Now it's our while true. So we got a first word. I need a start entry also. Word probability equals random. So now I've got to randomly select a following word. For word count in actually I can just use entry. Count in entry accumulated surd. How nice. Plus equals, oh, this is entry sub 3, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Word, accumulated word plus equals count. Oh. I should have stored a total number of followers in that list, because I want the probability. Oh, well, we'll just calculate it here. It's slow. But for word count in entry sub 3, total follow plus equals count. Count over total follow. If accumulated word is greater than or equal to word probability, then sentence plus equals plus word. Okay. Now we need to look at the probability that we finished the sentence. Oh, I need to break out of there. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to use entry still. So we're going to say if entry sub 2 is greater than divided by total ends is greater than random.random, and that's not a really good one, but then sentence plus equals period, and we break out of our loop and we print sentence. Oh no, we return sentence. Alright, so let's see what happens now if we run test words. Int and list. Unsupported operate type. So total ends plus equals entry. Total ends equals 0. Total words. Oh, I've got these off by 1. That should be 0. That should be 1. And that should be 2. let's see. Assert word dot lower if words of -1 word equals word. So that'll trim off the period. Assert S in Well, certainly S is not a legal word. How did I end up with an S? So let's come back over here and, oh no, because I'm using the temporary file. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say if 0 else create sentence. So now we've got to throw into the debugger again. And I forgot to exit out of here. Break test, create sentence. Okay. So tree looks like that. Alright. All words. Gives it the little stream. Oh, as it hurried downhill, test splitting words with and without spaces. Okay. I'm going to run this test 5 times. Give OO. Okay. Oh, RE split. That was supposed to get rid of the period, but it didn't. Oh. I wonder, because that's a regular expression. Spaces. Okay. Nope, that didn't get rid of the period either. All right. Word is spaces. It passed. Okay. Sentence is spaces again. Okay. Give said. But said's not a possible ending word, is it? Assertion error. Let's see. Words equals words dot split. Why is that? Okay, we know spaces passes. Hill passes. Spaces, we know that passes. Yeah, we know that passes. Stream as. As should never follow as. So it looks to me like my build sentence, or create sentence, isn't working right. I really need to go through create sentence and see if it's doing what I expect. Let's break 131. 12 starts. Okay, they match. That's good. Start probability is 0.32 for word entry in tree. Total start. Oh, this is right. Total starts. Yes. Sorry. This should be entry sub 1. Okay. So that's one issue there. Seems like there was something else that was bothering me, but I don't know what it was, so we'll try this again. Start probability is 0.28. Accumulated start is 0.25. Yeah. Word is stream. Looks like it's using the wrong one still. Yeah, so I need to exit this and restart it. For some reason it's not working the way I expect. Break, create sentence. And I really want to break down here. Break 140. No, break 134. Okay. So let's see. Print out stock probability. Accumulated start equals 0. Right, so 3/4 of the sentences start with give. Most. Word is test. That's right, because that's the only other word that starts a sentence. Whoops. Don't know what I just typed on, but right, okay. So sentence is test. All right. Total follow equals 0 for word count. So there's only one word that follows test. Which is splitting. Zero, 1, 2. 4, okay. Actually, once we've gotten to test, we just have to build that last sentence again, because their probabilities are all test splitting, splitting, splitting. Oh dear. That's what I knew was the problem. I need to change the entry equals this is why I should have left it as a dictionary. For word in tree. Oh, this needs to be entry. And this is not word, it needs to be if new equals word break, because entry now has been set to the right value. Okay, let's try that. Test. Splitting. This needs to be an else. So we're going to get back to test again. Sentence is test. Sentence is test splitting. If entries 2, 0, 1, 2 is greater than but I didn't do the else. Why didn't I do the else? Oh, because I need to exit the debugger. Let's see. Break 140. Whoops. Start probability is 0.1. So sentence starts with give. Word is O. So it's going to break out of that loop. Oh. Turns out that this code needs to go up there. Okay, that's why I had that wrong. Exit, restart my debugger. Create sentence. Break 134. Okay. So we're starting on give. So sentence is said. So now entry is So we're going to have the for the next word. This never ends a sentence. So the next word can either be little or hill, but it's much more probable that it'll be little. Word probability, yep, so it's going to be little. So the next word has to be stream. Okay, I think I've gotten out of all the infinite loops. So let's try running this again. Now, this is why I did this. I can change that back to 1 and we'll run PyTest again. Test create sentence passed. So all of my tests passed. And so now if I come to words, now we get to the interesting part. So I have downloaded the entire text of Moby Dick from dejavu.txt or dejavu.com. So we're going to say build tree read file moby.txt Now, if we just let this run, what's going to happen? That doesn't surprise me too much. Well, it's really slow. Okay. For the other men on deck, or waste the face of what is but a pikehead syrup, one when you would well to man in the rest, but much of these Vedas were repeatedly hailed with little packet, for in that moment he must have tried to step forward. Part were exchanged by the level lodestone, yet the howls looked something must be was, subsequently forced to ship. So, it looks like I need to get rid of, I should have gotten rid of double quotes, but so what this shows is with enough words to build it up, the whale, unlike us, at once been originally described by the precise expression of that Japanese sun, should run whole life. So these sound more like sentences because it had a lot of stuff to train on. Now, obviously my sentences are too long. And so I need to so let's just make it like that. And let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Create sentence. Which is it complaining about? Plus word. So somehow word didn't get set. So that looks like there's a word that got left at none. Okay, so Ross Brown are more for some sweet tinges of the former order to the zodiac. Here fishermen have feigned to the monster to me upon the sea, harmoniously rolled along into the morning early grass of sea as for the green mountains in hot chase, and everyone's tomb, old acquaintances on the vigorous appetite he reared them with riddles. Dumbly longing for a hollow roar they could, he was over his body, is almost stand close around archipelago's witch-it. Well, it may not be beautiful, but it's interesting, isn't it? Somehow I'm leaving a word at none in my word list. So let's see. So combine hyphenated words. Last hyphen word, last hyphen is false. So I need to say if word is not none. And I probably should have updated a test to test that, but I don't know what's causing that, so. And regulating the great South Sea, carpenters and there without a German soon as under the dark blue sea, like a point of chowders of all jubilations for already to ye, turned out her trial works in which, however, without a chart where is to he. So it's not perfect, like I said, but it's at least interesting. Let's make our sentences a little shorter. Now were beat upon the tissued, infiltrated head was not hopefulness. How Jonah's prodigy of thousands of sight. Men will yell heave, they then to attend to the twin whaling vessels, and at Versailles, where now? I can certainly add the semicolon to my punctuation. Where was my punctuation list? Wow. Do the helm huskily demanding repose of his hand. And while its flexibility even when the punctilious externals. And so this is peculiar ground. This is why it's fun to write things like this, so you can see what they do. So sperm from Moby Dick is always going to be followed by whales. I know in other uses it might not be. Much the blessed beverage circulates. Interesting. Blue day, inasmuch as wild way in order to the pound it known sperm whale. So there again, once we hit sperm, the next word's going to be whale. All other continental coasts of the blazing fool, us Jonah appalled, but my definition has just got foul line of Russian craft. A creature stands before the badge, have gone to of a rough draft of our souls to me, and sayest, well, stub, oh. So what happens if I make this a single quote? So I can put a double quote in there. Why is that? Syntax error. Huh. So it doesn't like turning that into a single quote. Now it still says syntax error. Unexpected indentation. Oh, that's all it was. Okay, so let's try that now. Ha! In the animal-headed whale, but ill odor. For Lance in. It's so top-heavy was Elijah slowly but the submerged trunk of the hint too. His miseries, an Ohio honey hunter, who disclosed with delight is not think you waterward, for he had a leg Ahab. You have a good interest in models the ship's prow of the Patagonian Cape Horn. Let's see, so if I do this, that will, I wonder if it'll concatenate them like that. Now unmanned with the fish flesh, no, don't you kin give way. The imposed on all clouds sweep over the binnacle, and rituals must have the only a trapdoor announcing that the braces instinctively desired impression upon the full ship. Wow. So I could fiddle around with this more to try and get things to work better. Why do I have a hyphen there? I shouldn't have the comma, so on and so forth. But after all that program actually works. That's going to make a long sense. No, but my credentials is getting Mad Cougar. Queek. That's one of the characters, said attend to pace in the chambers of the foe, were spoken to weep and wondered what had been some apprehension of heaven like 3 months of the highest earthly Ahab is Moby Dick. Well, Moby is always going to be followed by Dick, that's true. Alright, well, thanks for bearing with me.